This is the comp plan right here. I tell them, let me show you my system for the next 8 months on how you can change your life if you do this right. I say, what we need to do is first get 2 people on board. I'm sorry, first do your auto ship, 100 points, and I talk about that. I tell them how to do auto ship. Drink your vitamins, take a shake once a day, and take a shower. Makes sense? That's how I tell them. And usually they laugh a little bit, but you want to tell them, say these are products that you're probably already using, so I don't want you to sell anything, I want you just to consume it. Say if you don't want to consume it every month, that's fine. Then you can go out there and sell 100 points a month and you'll be okay. Next, bring 2 friends. Ask them, do you have 2 friends that you know that want to make more income? Usually they say yes. After they say yes, I say, okay, perfect. I say you bring them to me and we'll talk to them for you. And if they get started, now you have 2 people in your group. If you can do that within a 1-month period, you'll have made 40 bucks, but all you did was bring 2, you didn't do too much. Can you do it faster than that? And I always tell them, of course you can do it faster than that. But let's use realistic scenarios. Something that you can really do here and build it up. So you bring 2, you make 40 bucks. The next month, if those 2 do exactly as you just did, your income went from $40 to $100. I say, and I ask them, how many people did you bring the second month? And they usually go, I don't know. I say, you didn't bring anybody. The 2 that you brought 2 people. And when that happens, your group grew from 2 to 4, and your check went from 40 to 100. Plus the people that you originally had, they made a $40 check. I say, do you see how you're getting paid off of the efforts of other people now? I'm trying to explain that concept, okay, in very simple language. And I tell them, look, with this basic system, you're not doing anything complicated. All you're doing is getting people to do 100 points a month and getting them to bring 2 friends. If you can continue that process for 8 months consecutively, as you can see, your income grows from 200 to 400 to 800 to 1600 to 3200 to 4,000. And I show, look, down here at 4,000, why didn't it double? I tell them it didn't double because you're capped at $1,000 a week. Do you guys see how I do that? Mm-hmm. And then I'd say, but that's if you have the small package, because the scenario I'm working here is assuming that you're only going to get the small package. And I ask them, do you think that everybody gets the small package? And they say no. And I say, okay, cool. If you go with the big package, this will grow much, much faster. And I leave it to their imagination. Okay, guys? I don't get into it and start saying, well, just say it's much, much faster. How do I conclude this? I say the example I'm giving you is a perfect case scenario. Obviously, we don't live in a perfect world. Some people will do it slower, and not everybody brings 2. We know that. But if you can be 50% successful of my scenario here, that's still $2,000 a month. Would that be okay with you? And every time they say yes. And I say, okay, cool. And I say, let's say you're 90% failure rate in this business. Isn't that still $400 a month? Would that help you? And they say, oh yeah. I'd say, okay. So even in a failing scenario, you can still do it pretty good. But let me remind you of this. This only works if you work it. If you don't do it, it's not going to grow. So you have to bring 2, and you have to teach them to do the same and keep that process up. Now they're starting to think, okay, I know what I need to do. Make sense? I got to bring 2. So it's very clear on what people need to do here. Then I move forward, and I say this. I say, look, if I'm talking to an 18-year-old kid, or even a 20-year-old kid, I use this. I say, I know you're looking at this and thinking to yourself, come on, man, that's a perfect scenario. I say, look, you see how it says 8 months there? We have some people who have done it in 8 weeks, who did it really fast, because they don't want to wait 8 months. And we have some people who are very slow, and they'll probably do it in 8 years. I say, can you imagine? And I joke around. I say, you bring 2 this year, take the whole year off. Next year they bring 2. Can you imagine that kind of pace? And I say this, but still, if you do the math, it would still work out in 8 years, right? And I ask them this. I say, do you know some people who've been working 8 years at their job and don't even make $4,000 a month? And they go, yeah. And I say, isn't this a pretty good plan B? And they say, yeah, next. Make sense? So when you explain it like that, I'm telling you, dude, you're going to get them to really think about things. Because it's a kick in the groin right there. Because you're showing them, I mean, gosh, is that not true? That's very true. But that's why the reason why this business is not, it's growing like this for a lot of people, is because everybody's focus is different. See, what I'm trying to do, and what I do with people in Mexico, is I aligned everybody's focus on the same thing. Everybody's focused on what? 2 bringing 2, 100 points. 2 bringing 2, 100 points. Everybody's aligned on the same thing. In Melbourne, Australia, boom. Make sense? That's the focus. So at least we know the common because if I tell somebody to explain the comp plan for me right now, everyone's going to explain it different. Everyone will explain it different. He wants it this way, he wants it that way, he wants to get into it, whatever the case may be. Is there more to USANA's comp plan? There is, but what creates faster results than 2 bringing 2, honestly? Look, straight out, dude, there's nothing that creates results faster than that. Nothing creates results faster than 2 bringing 2. Nothing. Okay? Except 4 bringing 4. Make sense? 4 bringing 4 creates ridiculous results. And if you have a person who's a super shark in a table talk, break it down for them. You guys know that if you bring 4 entrepreneur packs, you make $400, right? If they bring 4, you know you make $3,200? So it'd be month 1, $400. Month 2, $3,200. Gosh, that's freaking nuts. That's freaking nuts. So go home and do the math yourself so you can see what I'm saying. Okay? But my whole point is what? See, when you keep it simple like that, that's what we want to show people. Simple. When I start showing the right and the left and the carryover and the spillage, and when I start doing that, you know what happens? They're glared over. Okay, but now let me go back a little bit. Remember the conversation I had with Trish? Where I said, what do you want to know more about? And she said, show me how it works. Remember that? I would have shown her this, and I would have showed her, do you want to know more in detail? And I could have drawn bubbles at that point to give examples. If she really wanted to know the comp plan in detail, if they ask you questions on the comp plan in detail, you can draw it out for them. But I want you guys explaining it like this. Why? Because it creates the vision right away. It creates the possibility right away. And it's easy to teach. And it's easy to duplicate. That's the bottom line. And some of you guys say this, Mike, I don't know about this one. I don't know if I agree with this one. And I tell them this, what do you want in your business? Do you want a bunch of product gurus who don't do anything? Or do you want 2 bringing 2? I'll tell you what I want. I want 2 bringing 2. I'll take that over product gurus. Because the whole point is building a business, right? And getting results. And the reason why my curve, even though it's not like this, because obviously not everybody brings 2, that's why. And when I start working with people, they say, well, I'm going to change it, and gosh, there we go. They changed the Big Mac. Well, that's fine. I let them change it. If you guys want to change what I'm doing, go ahead. Make sense? Go ahead and do whatever you want. But here's what I'm saying. When you're not getting results, it's because you're not doing it exactly the same. And I can't explain to you what's going to happen. I don't even know what's going to happen to you. And when you get stuck, you don't know where to go. And I'm telling you, it starts right here. It starts in the presentation. How people are introduced to it and where you take them from there. Make sense? After this presentation, where do you think I'm going to go? Fast Start. Man, I'm ready to go to Fast Start. Why? Because on the Fast Start, I'm teaching them what? How to get some customers to do 100 points and how to bring their 2. See how it all goes together? The system connects. Then what? They do the grand opening. Then what? We invite their 2 friends. Then what? Repeat steps 1. Back to the beginning. Okay? If you keep doing that, I promise you, you're going to get results. You will get results. But you have to follow that system though. And the presentation is the key, I think, to the system that I have. How I present it, what I say, everything. The little jokes, the Forbes, all of that stuff, man. It's so magical that you don't even know. ABC. This is how I close. I say after seeing something like this, there's 3 types of people, A's, B's, and C's. The C people look like this. They don't want to do it. Look what I do right here. My call to action is freaking crazy, dude. I say a C person, even in a one-on-one, it's the same. I'd say, Trish, a C person here, they're the ones that don't want to do it. And hey, I'm not saying you're a C, I'm saying there's going to be C's in this business. Do you guys understand how I do that? I tell them there's going to be C's in this business, and it's okay. My mom, my dad, and my brothers are C's. But they don't look like that. They're customers. Make sense? They all use the products, and they love it. And I joke around right here a little bit, okay? I tell a joke. ¿Cuál chiste digo aquí?
Que Usana no ha hecho nada para que le den ganas a la gente de salir adelante.
That's right, I told you. She knows exactly. I tell them what? I'd say, the reason why my brothers are C's and they're just customers is because Usana has yet to create a pill that makes you ambitious. And when that happens, why do you think I say that? Why do you think I say that?
Estás desafiando a la gente.
What I'm doing is I'm saying, are you ambitious?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm trying to punk them in a sense, and I'm saying, Usana has yet to make a pill ambitious. So when that day comes, then they'll decide, but this is not for everybody. Because not everybody has ambition. So if they say they're C's, what are they in a sense saying? I'm not ambitious. Do you guys follow that? And if they're not ambitious, that's okay with me. Guys, I'm not a hater on people who don't have any ambition. At least they acknowledge it. Right? But don't give me the whole, oh, I don't know, and let me think about it. No, see, I'm eliminating all that. I'm saying no ambition then. Then comes the B people. The B people look like this. So did you guys catch that? The closing is very important, okay?
Yeah.
The way I close, I say, so first are the C's. Some people say, I like doing A, B, C. Dude, don't change it.
Right.
Make sense? Don't do A first, B first. Then, no. Do CBA. Do CBA. End on a high note. I do CBA. Follow it. Okay, so I say C first. If you're a C, it's okay. This business is not for everybody. And I tell them the story. How many of you guys have relatives, mom, dad, or brothers who are not doing this business, but who take the products?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then you guys can say the same thing that I'm saying. Right? Or some of you guys have friends, close friends, that are taking the products but are not doing the business. Then you can say the same thing I'm saying. Just don't say mom, dad, and brother. Say I have close friends who don't do this business, but they use the products. See, they're customers. And can you use my joke about the pill for ambition?
Yeah.
You should use it. Use it. Trust me. It's going to save you some time and trouble.
This is C.
Yeah.
What if they say they're C? Do you continue with DNA?
Usually they don't interrupt me at this point. Usually if they say I'm a C, okay, so that's part of the closing. Okay, and we made a DVD, just so you guys know. Scott did a great job. He recorded a DVD, and he's going to edit this thing, and it covers all the objections. 25 objections on one DVD.
Cool.
And you can watch this thing and learn how to close. So now we're going to do, I learned, some people gave me that idea to do it, and we did it. So now when somebody says, I want to learn how to close, boom, give them the DVD. In Mexico, we recorded it at Veronica's house. Okay? We edited it. We sold about 2,000 CDs in a couple days.
Oh.
Okay? That's how they close over there. They follow it to a T. If I brought Beto up here and she closed me, she would close me exactly the way I would close her. The same. She doesn't change a freaking word. Nothing. Okay? That's the way you do it. So don't change my close. You may say, well, I can close better than you. Can you replicate it though? Make sense? Can you keep it structured like I have it? I have it structured now. It works. Okay? It works and it can be taught. The key is not to be the best. The key is to be the most duplicatable. That's the key. So now I have it down on CD where at first I didn't want to record. I remember some people saying to me, why don't you record this, Mike? Why don't you record this? I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think it's duplicatable. I don't have it down. Now I have it down. I have it into such a way where it's so simple people can understand it, and I replicate it. My presentations are very similar every single time I do them. My close is super similar every single time I do it. That's it. That's why I'm giving this to you guys now, to say, hey, do it this way. All right, B's. I say, then there's